Hello, my Capricorns. Welcome back to Dawn Williams Tarot. My name's Dawn. For anyone that is new to my channel, I hope that you will like, subscribe, and share with your friends as I'm still trying to grow. Each week, I try to do something a little bit different in my readings based on the information that I get from Spirit. And this week is no different, right? Last week, we were really working on our throat chakras, really working on opening that space so that we could connect to our higher chakra space. But this week, Spirit is telling me that with the 6 planets that are in retrograde, we had 7 planets in retrograde, but I believe Venus went direct again. But we have 6 planets in retrograde, and that is a lot of heavy energy on the planet. And it's really, I'm like, I go anywhere on social media and people are complaining about how they're feeling and how, it's just, it feels like you're just trudging through mud. Which kind of brings up the whole burn man thing that happened in Las Vegas. In the desert in Las Vegas, that became mud man, right? Because they got drenched with mud there. See, that's a Mercury retrograde right there. That is the typical Mercury retrograde. So I am here to talk about Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde happens 3 to 4 times a year. And consistently, depending on what's going on with your specific birth chart and the signs and the planets and all the stuff in your birth chart, Mercury retrograde affects us all in different ways. However, this week, for the week of September the 10th through the 16th, it feels as though it's going to be quite heavy. There's going to be a lot of information that's going to be released in that week. And really what Spirit is telling me is we really need to slow down. Okay? Even though you're going to feel like charging full throttle ahead, Spirit says you can do that. However, if you don't have all your ducks in a row, you're going to hit some challenges. So one of the things that specifically Mercury retrograde is really good for, and any planet that is going in retrograde, it gives us an opportunity to look at things from our past that we may have be butting up against to that same type of energy. It may not be the exact same lesson, but it can be very similar. And so what Spirit tells me, it says a very good time to do all the things with retrograde, which starts with RE, with all the other things that start with RE. For example, regroup, right? Refocus, rebuild, redo, rebalance, refuel, as in water intake, food intake, rebirth, revisit, reflect. That one's a really good one. Realign. You'll hear about people talking about realignment all the time, especially in the spiritual community. They're going to say, oh, I have to realign my chakras, I have to do all this stuff. Well, that's kind of what they're talking about. And then 2 of my favorites are relax, because a lot of times we're so busy, we don't take the time to relax. And the last one that I absolutely love is rejoice, because for me, that's all heart-centered, and that's all emotion. And that's all not only just rejoicing so that you're filling your own cup up, but you're also exuding that energy out. And the principles behind the law of attraction and actually the laws of the universe is whatever you put out there, you return back to you. So I love those things. Okay, so how I'm going to do your reading a little different this time is I'm going to do, I am going to pull some oracle cards for you. I am going to pull tarot cards for you. And at the very end, I'm going to give you 3 final messages or 3 final areas that you can look at and perhaps work with that specific energy for the week. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is, because of my limitation with my setup here, I'm going to actually take myself off screen so that the cards become center screen so you can see the cards more easily. And that way I don't have to worry about trying to shuffle everything. I can just talk about the cards and I don't have to worry about making eye contact. So it makes it easier for me, and I hope you would like it. So let me know, because your feedback is important to me, okay? So I am gonna just go ahead and take myself off of here, and then I'm gonna start laying out your cards, okay? And I need to hide self. Very good. Okay. So your cards have been shuffled. Let's just make sure everything looks pretty. Okay. Is everybody crooked? These guys look crooked. Okay, so this first row is going to represent your past leading up to this week. This is going to be your present energy within the week. And this is going to be what you're working towards from this energy in your creations, okay? So then we start with, wow, great card. Let's just make sure we can get everybody on deck. We can. Perfect. Oh, wow, look at her. Wow. Okay, so we do have a lot of, we have a lot of swords. That's a lot of mental energy. So we have a 10, a knight, a king, the empress, a 9, a 4, an 8, a 5, and an ace. Okay. Well, we start off your reading with this, I am in sync with the flow of life. And that's actually a really beautiful card, because once again, we're talking about realignment, right? And if you're in sync with the flow of life, that means that things are actually working out in your favor. And then we have this 10 of Pentacles. 10, do we have another 10? No, we just have this one 10. Okay, so this 10 of Pentacles is a card of completions. It's a card of happy home and happy life, but it's also a card of feeling very comfortable in your home, right? Feeling very comfortable with your physical security. If you can see this, this is an elder gentleman. It looks like these two are in a relationship. There's a child here, and there's dogs right here, like these two dogs. So for me, this is a really positive card. It says that you're on track with your finances, that you're feeling very comfortable financially, your home life is good, right? This is talking about your career, your possessions, and your home. So things are looking good in that space. The Knight of Pentacles is, again, we're talking about Pentacles, which has to do with your physical security, your wealth, your career, your health, your possessions, and your home. This specific knight, if you look at the card, he's holding his pentacle, right? He's on his horse. He is looking forward, which is good. So he's looking towards the future. However, he's got all this land here, right? And so for me, I feel like he needs to start planting some things in that field so that he's planting some seeds. Knights in the tarot is the energy of taking action, moving forward, stop thinking and moving forward. And this particular knight is the slowest knight in the deck. He is the slowest knight in tarot. Where other knights really like to go in adventure, and they like to go on quests, and they like to go, go out into the world and do things. This particular night is very slow moving, and he just really cares to stay at home. He's very much a homebody. Okay. So he takes care of all the things at home. He's slower. He just kind of manages his own fields and his own property. And that for him is satisfying. So that could be energy that you have been feeling yourself. The King of Swords is a king that is, now this could either represent you. It doesn't necessarily have to be gender specific, just the energy that this card embodies. It could either represent a king, could be a mentor for you. It could be somebody that's coming into your life that's going to assist you in some way, or has come into your life since this is your past. That has assisted you in some way, that has given you very good guidance and been a mentor for you. This is an individual, since we have the swords here, he's a very analytical thinker. He is very experienced, because that's what the kings represent, is experience. And he's very good at ruling. He's very conscientious of being fair and logical. And that's the way that his mind works. He likes to rule from, listening to all the facts, right? So you have got to prove it to this guy. He'll listen to what you have to say, but most of the time it's like you got to prove the information for him in order to be able to come to the decision or evaluation that information is, viable, and that he will accept it. So that's kind of the energy that's coming from this king. Next, we have the brown bear spirit. And the brown bear spirit is saying, take time out. It's the number 9. 9s in tarot have to do with progression. 9s in tarot also have to do with progression and advancement, attainment, those types of things. Although he's saying take time out, it could be that you've just been working really hard, because look at all these pentacles over here. Maybe you've been devoting a lot of time. Maybe you have not taken any time for yourself, or maybe you haven't taken any time really for your family. But it's also telling you, because we're in the, doing the rewords, it could very well be is just to refocus, right? Refocus, rebalance, reflect, and relax. So those would be my suggestions for your week. If you get an opportunity, spend some time in that energy. Your next card is the Empress. I love the Empress. Her energy is above the Queens in tarot. She is all about abundance, and she's all about prosperity. She knows how to get the things that she wants. She has infinite abilities to be able to create her abundance. As you can see, she's wearing these, beautiful robes, so she's got money. She's on this comfortable seating place, right? She's got her heart here, so she does represent the divine feminine. So for you, if you are female and you are in the age where you could actually become pregnant, I would be careful if that is something that you do not want to create for yourself, because she's also very fertile, right? The Empress is very fertile, and she's all about growing things. She's all about, she's about fertility, and she's about motherhood. She's about all the things that the divine feminine is about. She's a nurturer. She's a healer. She knows how to attain the things that she wants in her life, and that is her energy here. If you look at her, she's got 2 separate different crowns. She's got this top crown right here with the 12 stars on that crown, which could represent 12 months, the 12 months of the year. It could represent the 12 signs of the zodiac. it could represent a whole bunch of different things. She also has this garland crown above her head as well. So she is definitely a top queen. She is her energy is higher than the queen. She's got this flowing water here. So the flowing water in tarot represents infinite abundance, and she definitely knows how to create that in her space. So that's an awesome card. What we need to be aware of, though, is something's going to come in this next week, as this is your center card. This is representing you. You may be having a hard time sleeping this next week. It doesn't surprise me. A lot of people are complaining about that because of all the planets in retrograde. It could represent that you are struggling with something at night that is keeping you awake. Maybe there's a person that you're worried about, or maybe there's a situation that you're worried about, or maybe your hormones are fluctuating and you can't sleep. Whatever it is, this is what this is about. And it's kind of like this card kind of represents continuing, like a continuing nightmare, actually. But in reality, she's also got this blanket, which is a comforter on her bed. So there is comfort available to you. And my suggestion is, if you have to make any type of a decision this next week, don't make your decisions at night before you go to sleep, because it's just going to keep you awake. Wait until the daytime before you make those decisions so that you can get the sleep you need, because your body needs to rest. Okay? And then we have the Four of Swords. Again, this is another card that represents how we express with our minds, how we think, how we think with our thoughts, how we communicate, those types of things. And he's in the prone position, like he's resting. He is taking time out. He's definitely taking time out. Excuse me. He's resting. He's waiting for information. There's something here that's hidden that he's unaware of. So it could be that you're waiting for some kind of communication, something along those lines that is going to get you kick-started. But the other thing that this card represents is blessings, okay? So if you look at this portion of the card, it looks like this is a window and you can see inside. So he's looking inside, and this gentleman right here is blessing this person right here. So that's how it represents the blessings portion. But it looks like you're going to need some rest. So take the time that you need. You know, things will be there. Things will always be there for you to pick up that ball later. And then your last card up here is I clear my energy field. So what does that mean to you? Your energy field is your aura, which is around you, right? And this card is saying to me that maybe you've been exposed to a situation and where you have felt that you've needed to protect your space, or maybe you feel that you've had to defend yourself in some way, or maybe you feel like you want to retreat and hide because sometimes life just feels overwhelming. So it could be an overwhelming feeling as well, right? So the thing that I would suggest is it's a perfect time to cut any connections that you may be feeling is draining your energy. So this can include any type of resentments or concerns, judgments, anything that you feel is holding you back. And let's see, is there anything else, Spirit, you want me to say? They're just saying, if this is about a person that you feel is toxic to you, to be very careful about re-engaging with that person. Once again, another reword. I love how spirit works, don't you? Okay, so this, of course, is in your future. And once again, you've got these swords. The Eight of Swords is about, eights in tarot have something to do with like an obstacle. And again, the swords has to do with the way that you think. In reality, she's completely bound up, right? She's got this cloth over her eyes so she can't see clearly. But to me, this is just monkey mind. This is your brain on overload, right? It feels as though you haven't quite been able to clear the energy of this 9, right? And so what's happening is you're carrying it over into your next week. So my suggestion would be, the second you find yourself going to a negative place, telling yourself negative thoughts, saying, you know, I am less than, or I can't do this, or anything that is preventing you from stepping into your mastery, I would immediately flip the script, right? Flip the way that you're thinking inside, and that will actually free up your mind to be able to move forward. This card right here is the 5 of Cups, and if you look at this guy, he's pretty much crying over these 3 cups that have spilled over. He either drank the wine that was in those cups, and he's decided that he really doesn't really care for the wine anymore, right? Or he is kind of stuck in this pattern, and 5s are all about change. So he really needs to change his emotions, because cups have to do with our emotions and how we feel about things, our relationships, and whether or not we listen to our inner voice. But he's looking at this as a loss of some kind. And in reality, if he would just turn around, he'd realize, oh, I've got 2 more cups over here. And not only do I have those 2 cups, but there's a path that can lead me to this bridge, and I can go over here to this house. So I can have my security, my safety, all of those things, which, you know, people with the cups love to have those types of good feel kind of things. Maybe this is his path home, okay? Because your last card is now the Ace of Wands. And this is, the aces all have to do with new concepts, new ideas, new inspirations. This would be a new passion. This could be unlimited creativity coming in. This could be your intuition really kicking off, right? So, and the wands have to do with all of those energies, your inspiration. This is a gift from God, right? And this is all growing. This is all new. So the wands also have to do with, you know, having an aha moment, like something's going to come in and it's going to be something that you've been waiting for a while. And this is going to be the start of something new for you, a new creative endeavor. It could be a new way of doing business. It could be a new contact. It could be a new client. You know, it could have to do with anything that is going to revitalize and re-energize. And again, we've got some more re's: re-energize, revitalize. And I think that is our reading. Everything looks pretty good. It just looks like you're going to have a lot of stuff that's going to really make you think. And some of it might not be pleasant, that's causing this, because it looks like these 2 cards right here could be problematic. But if you go from your King of Swords to this Knight to this 8, like all of that kind of energy is kind of telling us that you really are going to have a lot of mental stuff going on. This mental stuff can all be helped as long as you sit down for a minute and really think about a plan as to how you can switch your way of thinking and find a new path forward, because it's here, right here in this ace, right? Just going to have to let the monkey mind go. And if we go this direction, we go from this 10 to this 9 down to this ace. This energy right here, again, is saying I'm in a good place physically, financially. Financially, I'm in a great place. I'm in sync with the flow of my life here, right? It's just this stuff, whatever's happening to you in this nighttime space. So again, go to the daytime, because this right here has got the golden light behind there. So this is a very positive card. Okay, so I'm going to put myself back on view for myself. Show self. Hi. Okay, now I'm going to pull your 3 main last cards from the Tea Leaf Tarot deck. And these are energies that you can use as your mantras or your affirmations for the week, or just things that you want to maybe think about a little bit more deeply, right? Because these are just quick messages. So, gavel, involvement with the law. Now, this could come into play here because of maybe this nightmarish kind of stuff. Maybe you've got somebody that's in trouble. Maybe just be very careful, okay? Because you've got that card right there. And then you have a funnel. And the funnel says, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Now that definitely ties into these 2 energies here. And then your last card is the frying pan. Now we know why we have all this mental stuff going on. Capricorn, what's going on with you? This one is about trouble and accusations. So here's the thing about this energy. If things are being thrown at you, just keep in mind, right? Because that has to do with this guy right here, the King of Swords, being truthful and being trustworthy and all of those good energies. And also remember that you have abundance here. You can tap into your resourcefulness of being able to create a positive outcome for yourself. That's basically what I'm trying to get to. Okay, Capricorn, that wraps up your reading for this week. I hope that you find this helpful. I really would like for your feedback to let me know if you like the way that this spread is and this whole thing, because that helps me become better at what I do. And until next time, enjoy your week.